right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Tonight, a 3-year-old is recovering after being shot. Police believe another child pulled the trigger. She's accused of shooting at St. Louis police officers. But prosecutors let her walk out of jail 24 hours later.
I got a right to defend myself. I haven't committed any crime.
Tonight, she shared her side of the story with the I-Team just minutes before being charged.
But first, Wet Wednesday. When that rain arrives, how heavy it gets, and if it's going to cause us any problems for our rush hours.
Tonight, it's all quiet across St. Louis and St. Charles, but it's about to change just hours from now. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush. Ann Allred has the night off. Rain and thunder moving into the area. Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking the timing for us tonight.
You know, Mike, I think early tomorrow morning, most of us will start out with dry conditions around St. Louis. And as we progress through the morning, our chances for showers and even some thunder will be on the increase. There's also the potential there will be flight delays tomorrow because especially north and west of this of the airport and of us, it is colder and there will be more winter weather. But right now things are looking pretty good at Lambert. There's been some snow around Denver. You see the rain starting to gather across Kansas, Oklahoma, back into Texas. That is our weather system. And our Weather First Futurecast does bring the first little wave of rain towards St. Louis on the light side very early tomorrow morning between 6 and 8. And then it tends to pick up as we head closer to 9, 10, 11 o'clock. There'll be a couple of waves that we have to deal with as we work through the day tomorrow. Essentially, the heaviest rain will come in 2 waves. One's after the morning rush hour. The other one's probably wrapping up just before the rush hour. So clouds continue to thicken overnight. Those couple of waves of showers certainly on the way tomorrow and some thunder possible. Any severe weather threat looks to stay well south and east of St. Louis, well down to the south and east, not in our area. We'll see in a few minutes. We'll time out what's on the way for the weekend. Well, we could see a few snowflakes, Mike.
All right, Scott, thanks. Just in the last 2 hours, we learned the 3-year-old St. Louis boy shot in the back is in critical condition at the hospital. Police fear another child could be responsible. The shooting happened this afternoon on Thrush in the Walnut Park East neighborhood in North City. Our Laura Barczewski is live outside police headquarters with reaction.
Mike, I spoke with Alderwoman Pam Boyd earlier this evening. She says there have been too many children shot in St. Louis, and she wants to introduce a new program that goes beyond just handing out gun locks. St. Louis police say around 4:30 Tuesday night, a 3-year-old boy was shot in the back, possibly by another child, at a home near the corner of Thrush and Harney Avenues.
So I want to pray for the family and for the mom that she's going through this, and I pray this baby comes out okay. But I also pray as a city that we be more aggressive in addressing these issues and not continuously to look at it as oh, well, this should be a crisis situation in our city.
Police say the boy was taken to the hospital by someone in their own car. A neighbor nearby did not want to speak on camera, but heard the boy was now able to breathe on his own, but didn't know how this happened. St. Louis Alderwoman Pam Boyd says she is saddened to hear about another child hurt by gun violence and wants to put a team in place to help people better secure their guns.
We should have some kind of task force that's going into that home to start, 1, see if it's children in there, and 2, to start bringing social services in to educate people on the gun, on the handling of guns and putting the guns up and the gun locks.
While she says she doesn't know exactly what happened here, she knows sometimes kids are curious.
We have to educate the adults to say no, break it down, lock it up, take it away so that it won't be there for them. Even police, when they go home, they don't leave their guns out.
This is the 3rd child shot in St. Louis this year, according to 5 on Your Side data. And police say they haven't released any information about how this all happened, but that child abuse investigators have taken over. Reporting in downtown St. Louis, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
New tonight, we're hearing from the suspect accused of firing a gun at St. Louis police officers. Our I-Team has learned that Jada Davis is charged with 2 felonies after the incident in downtown last Friday. Davis reached out to our Christine Byers this afternoon just before those charges were filed.
Jada Davis lives in her van and was happy to get it back Tuesday afternoon, even though it was riddled with bullets from police.
You can't justify putting those many bullets in my car for a quarter or a ticket that you didn't want to write.
It happened Friday morning after police say Davis threatened to shoot at them outside the Social Security Administration building. Here's a cell phone video that shows part of the encounter. Then, 24 hours later, Davis walked out of the City Justice Center without being charged.
So why did you shoot at the police?
I did not shoot at the police. I shot out of my vehicle, which is what I promised to do if anyone busts a window on my mobile home. I got a right to defend myself.
Minutes after she paid $125 and got her van back from the city tow lot, prosecutors charged Davis with armed criminal action and unlawful use of a weapon. The St. Louis Police Department confirmed prosecutors refused to issue charges Saturday, quote, requesting further police investigation.
They was asking me to step out. I just told them, I said, if you bust a window on this car, I'm gonna shoot you. It's on the hood of my car. If you bust a window on this car, I'm gonna cap out of it. They ignored all those warnings. First, the question is, why didn't you write the ticket and leave? Why bust my window this particular time, knowing that I'm gonna shoot out at?
Davis admits police asked her to move her van. She didn't think she had to.
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't commit a crime. I didn't flee the scene.
Do you think you should be charged here? Do you think you're going to be charged?
No. They had opportunity to charge me. I haven't committed any crime.
Shooting at the police is not a crime.
If I aim a gun at the police, I expect to be charged. I did not aim a gun at the police or you, him, or anyone else.
Davis planned to go back downtown now that she has her van back. We learned about charges moments after she drove away. For the I-Team, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
The St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office sent the I-Team a statement saying, in part, we care deeply about the lives and well-being of the officers of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department and members of our community. At the same time, we have a duty to thoroughly investigate each and every incident. Tonight, St. Louis police are looking for those responsible for 3 homicides. Investigators don't believe they're connected, but all happened within a 2-hour period last night. Around 8:30 last night, police say 26-year-old Mahogany Jones was shot in an alley on California Avenue. She was found nearby in the parking lot of a Conoco gas station on South Broadway. She died at the hospital. About 45 minutes later, officers were called to a shooting on Bell Place. 33-year-old Jessica Claiborne died. Police believe an argument led to the shooting. The victim's mother says her daughter, who's a mother of 2, got caught in the crossfire.
How I'm going to tell these kids, you know, what happened to their mama? I don't know. This madness got to stop.
The 3rd homicide happened at the Conoco station at Gravois and Russell in South St. Louis. Police said the victim was buying something when someone walked into the business and shot him. Police don't think the shooting was random. If you have any information on any of these cases, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number is 866-371-TIPS. The city's first homicide took place at that same Conoco gas station on Gravois just 9 days ago. Tonight, police say they have a suspect in custody after he crashed his car in St. Charles County today. First-degree murder charges are expected to be filed tomorrow. The suspect claims the victim was trying to break into his car when he shot him. Investigators don't believe he's connected to last night's shooting. Tonight, Columbia police say the burned remains found at a home last week are those of a missing Mizzou student. 21-year-old Samuel Michael Clemens was reported missing January 10th. Police arrested 20-year-old Emma Adams. She has pleaded not guilty to several charges, including second-degree murder. Adams told investigators she killed Clemens in self-defense. Getting back to normal, that's the goal at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School as students return to the building today for the first time since October's deadly school shooting. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is live at the campus tonight after speaking with several students about the first day back. Brent.
Mike, students here tell me they just want to move forward. Although, yes, it has been hard, losing a teacher and a fellow classmate. But students tell me they just want to be here for each other.
Music can not only provide the right melody, it can also take you back in time. And that's just how this feels right now.
It felt amazing. I was back to what I was used to doing.
A return to campus, the way things used to be. Only things have changed.
The building don't even look the same, so it's nothing that's going to trigger anything. They make sure everything looks different. They being sensitive to how everybody's feeling and adjusting to coming back. It's amazing. I can't even lie.
Telling us welcome back with signs, like very welcoming. And then we got in the lunchroom, you see everybody hugging each other.
Welcome to the first day back at Central Visual and Performing Arts High, 3 months after a former student got into the building and opened fire, killing 15-year-old Alexandria Bell and PE teacher Jean Kushka. Students have been learning virtually since October.
Us being away from the school, it really made it harder.
When they returned Tuesday, teachers had a message.
If you need any counseling, we have support dogs, over 30 counselors, social workers, or whatever the case may be. So it was a lot of people there to help us.
Although he knew the teacher and student who lost their lives, this 11th grader wants to stay strong in hopes of inspiring his classmates to do the same.
Part of the reason could be because of me, of how good they see I'm doing, and they look at that and see, man, I ain't nothing worried about. You know what I'm saying? A person that can provide comfort through anywhere at any time.
Because comfort can be the key to getting through.
Now, extra police as well as security armed in and outside of campus. That was the scene here today. Now, for students who just can't stomach being back in this building, virtual learning will remain an option for now. We're live in South City tonight. Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
He was declared missing in action nearly 80 years ago. Tonight, a World War II airman from Overland is finally coming home. Melvin Meyer was on a bombing mission when his plane was shot down over Germany in 1944. He was 25 years old. Members of the WWII Accounting Command excavated the crash site in 2019 and recovered human remains. Meyer was recently identified through dental records and DNA. He will be buried in St. Louis. He ran for office and lost. Tonight he's accused of targeting his political opponents with violence. Cavity concerns over a less expensive filling option at the dentist office. We verify if it's harmful to your health.
While this next system is all rain for us, the winter weather isn't going to be that far away, and a colder pattern is in our future when our snow chances creep higher.
Terrifying moments for a coffee house barista caught on camera. It happened in the drive-thru of the store in Washington State. The man in the car tried to abduct her by pulling her through the window. He even tried to put a loop zip tie device around her head. She was able to fight him off. He sped away. A man has been arrested in this case. Tonight, a failed Republican candidate in New Mexico is under arrest, accused of orchestrating a string of shootings targeting his political opponents. Solomon Pena lost his bid for the New Mexico House of Representatives in a landslide back in November. Pena is now facing charges of paying and conspiring with 4 men to shoot at the homes of 2 Democratic state legislators and 2 county commissioners. Investigators say Pena had claimed his political defeat was the result of election fraud.
This type of radicalism is a threat to our nation, and it has made its way to our doorstep right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But I know here we are going to push back, and we will not allow this to cross the threshold.
Police say the shootings resulted in damage, but no one was injured. It's a common material used by your dentist, and it's usually a less expensive option. Tonight, our Verify team is looking into questions about its safety. Here's Audion Day-Till.
When you have a cavity, you end up at the dentist, getting a filling to repair the damage to your tooth. You often have 2 options, a tooth-colored composite filling or a silver-colored dental amalgam. According to the FDA, dental amalgam fillings contain liquid mercury. A viewer texted us to ask if dental fillings that contain mercury are harmful. So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the Environmental Protection Agency, the American Dental Association, and Dr. Kelly Johnson Arbor, co-medical director of the National Capital Poison Center. The answer to this question needs context. Here's why. The type of mercury used in amalgam fillings is called elemental or liquid mercury. It binds together with other ingredients in the filling, and once it's applied on your tooth, it hardens into a stable substance. The danger comes from the process of installing or removing one of these fillings, which can expose people to mercury vapor. When dentists drill the amalgam, the friction generates heat, and that heat allows mercury in the filling to escape into the air as a vapor.
Because it's toxic through inhalation, if you breathe in those fumes, that's what can be dangerous.
Both the FDA and the EPA say the amount of mercury that people are exposed to when they get dental amalgam fillings is generally considered safe for most adults and children over the age of 6. But our sources say certain people should avoid getting these fillings, including people who are pregnant or planning to become pregnant, nursing, or those with kidney issues. So what should you do if you already have a dental amalgam filling like this one? Just leave it there. The FDA says removing intact amalgam fillings results in unnecessary loss of healthy tooth structure and exposes you to temporary increase in mercury vapor released during the removal process. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What would you like us to verify? Just send an email to verify@ksdk.com. More than 3 million Americans were displaced by natural disasters last year. That's according to the U.S. Census Bureau. A third of those affected were in Florida alone. The state was hit by Hurricane Ian back in September. Louisiana also hit hard. Nearly 15% of its population was displaced last year. The United Nations Refugee Agency has identified natural disaster displacement as one of climate change's most devastating impacts. Well, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joined us now with the Weather First forecast. After a beautiful day today, we've got some rain in our future.
We have some changes for sure, Mike, on the way. We're going out to Denver right now with the weather cameras, looking at some snow already on the ground in Denver, and there is more backing into the Denver area. They just called off schools in a lot of places around the Denver metro because of the expected snowfall. What does that mean for us? Well, that system is not only coming our way, but it also means if you're flying tomorrow, especially if you're going west or north, Omaha, going up to Des Moines, going out, trying to drive Interstate 70 here out western portions of Kansas, the rain-snow line or that wintry mix line is staying well to our north and west. So we're all liquid out of this system, but there will be winter weather problems to the north and west of us. We saw those temperatures drop back this evening to around 40. Now the clouds are starting to roll in from the southwest. This is our increase in moisture. It is part of this larger storm system. This was the last one to come into the Pacific coast and bother California. It is now making its way out of the Rockies into the plains, and it's going to head towards us tomorrow with a couple of pretty good waves of rain. So we kind of look at this first wave sliding through during the morning and then into the afternoon, another wave. There's your winter weather farther north and west. So your Weather First Futurecast getting in a little bit tighter here through the metro St. Louis area. What we think is before the morning rush hour, it's pretty scattered and pretty light. But as we head towards 9, 10 o'clock, you'll get a band of heavier showers sliding in from the south, maybe even some rumbles of thunder. Taking us into the afternoon, the back edge of this rain will be getting close to St. Louis around 4:30, and most of it's pushing east of the metro area during the evening rush hour tomorrow. Temperatures will peak probably after the rain stops tomorrow evening. Most of the day tomorrow, it's chilly with winds out of the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour and perhaps a little gusty. Heaviest rain, well, there'll be a couple of bands. More likely than not, seeing more than an inch of rain is going to be hard to find for our area, but down along the Ohio River, that could change. Could be higher amounts there. Here is your forecast starting Sunday morning. Notice we are painting a little bit of a mix here across the bi-state region. Yes, there is the chance we're going to see a little rain or snow from late Saturday night into Sunday morning. Not anticipating an enormous amount of moisture with this system. The focus is to the south, but temperatures are borderline for us to see a bit of snow. We know it's wet tomorrow. Thursday, a lot of clouds, breezy and chilly. As we head into the weekend, that chance for a little bit of a mix late Saturday night into Sunday. And then next week, we set the stage with colder air, setting us up for the potential of at least seeing some snow by the end of the month into next month.
We haven't seen much of it, that's for sure.
We sure haven't.
All right, Scott, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Mike, we are going to see basketball perfection tonight. We are going to hear from the greatest coach in NHL history and the new phenom for the St. Louis Cardinals.
The Sports Desk is brought to you by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
We are just 26 days away from spring training. It will be there that we will find out just how close this man, Jordan Walker, is to becoming a big leaguer. Other organizations with their phenoms just play them. The Cardinals have been as cautious as a grandmother, but in 2001, they let a fellow named Pujols just play, and 37 home runs later, they were right. Anybody watching closely notices that Jordan is a hitter. We've seen towering home runs on a regular basis, but the young man says he works on not being an all-or-nothing hitter. He came up as a third baseman, but with Nolan Arenado there, he's working on a new challenge, becoming an outfielder.
I'm glad to think that, but no, it wasn't easy at all. It's definitely tough for me, and still I'm not, all the way where I want to be yet. The routes are tough, reading the balls are tough, but I feel like all I can do is just work on it. I want to be a complete player, so obviously it means a lot to me to not just be like a power hitter.
The coolest sporting event that I've attended this month is the Blues Hall of Fame night at the downtown Missouri Athletic Club on Friday. These legends, who kept this franchise compelling for over 5 decades, stood on stage wearing their beautiful blue jackets. Everywhere you look, you saw greatness. The best coach of all time, Scotty Bowman. One of the best goal scorers of all time, Brett Hull. The man with the most points wearing the blue note, Bernie Federko. The man with the best hair of all time, Gary Unger. And the last defenseman to win the MVP, Chris Pronger. And how about the man who mentored Prong's Hall of Famer, Al McInnes?
To have the support we've had for all of those years, to build new arenas, to have that fan base that has been so solid, I don't know how many years that is, but it's incredible, and it's something to be proud of, and I'm certainly proud to be a part of it.
Well, it means a lot. I started my career here. I met my wife, and I have fond memories of St. Louis.
I've heard of St. Louis before, but I never really met St. Louis until I walked out of the arena. Going down the stairs, the crowd was standing, singing When the Saints Go Marching In. I got goosebumps just talking about it here now, but it was the wildest building that I've ever played in.
Can you imagine doing something really well 81 times in a row? Mike Bush did 75 consecutive perfect newscasts, but he kicked a word on number 76 and the record ended and the big fella took it hard. Well, Incarnate Word Academy has now won 81 consecutive basketball games. 81. Corey Azu taking on the #1 team in America, Dan Rolfus and Incarnate Word. Here's Natalie Potts sinking the three-pointer from the corner for Incarnate. Then this fast break. 2 dribbles and a perfect pass from Peyton Olafson to Brooke Coffey, and Coffey is for closers. Incarnate wins big 90-37. Over to Pattonville. The Pirates hosting John Burroughs. Only 3 losses between these 2 teams combined this year. Check out this move from Pattonville's Zoe Newland. Crossover, step back, and it's good. Then it's John Burroughs star Allie Turner. She connects from 3, and the Bombers get a nice win tonight over Pattonville, 63-47. The Westminster dance team in action tonight. They're one of the best in town. The Wildcats hosting Prairie, and here's one of the best players in town, Kobe Williams. Look at the athleticism on that bucket and one, and later he's going to drain the 3. All Westminster tonight. They win it 48-27. And that will do it in sports.
What color is the sky in your world, Frank?
I was counting. You had 75 in a row.
Yeah. You have quite the imagination. Well, a new type of TikTok ban. The message some Waffle House locations have for those ordering off the popular app. Deer hunting season is now over in the Show Me State. We're told Missouri hunters harvested nearly 300,000 deer. Franklin County leads the state with nearly 6,500 deer. Callaway and Jefferson counties round out the top 3. A TikTok trend is giving Waffle House some indigestion. People have been sharing an off-menu item called the Waffle House Sandwich. It features 3 eggs, meats, and cheese between 2 waffles. Some locations are now refusing the orders, telling customers to stick with the menu. Doctors say he won the game of life. Now he's larger than life. A giant mural of Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin has been completed in an urban park in Buffalo. It was completed just 2 weeks after he collapsed on the field from cardiac arrest. The mural shows him making a heart sign with his hand. And Scott has one final check of our wet weather.
Yeah, we are going to see the rain tomorrow, especially towards the end of the morning rush hour and through the midday hours into tomorrow afternoon. It'll tend to be scooting away as we head into tomorrow evening. What you notice is the trend on the temperatures. They're not moving much tomorrow. We start out around 40, and by the afternoon hours, we're only in the low to mid 40s. Our high will probably come about this time tomorrow night, and then we'll back it off again on Thursday with a lot of clouds and a bit of a gusty breeze. Going into the weekend, we do have a chance of a little rain or snow Saturday night into Sunday. That should not be a big storm system.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. Katie Holmes is Jimmy's guest. Don't forget to start your day with Today in St. Louis at 4 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.